Physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, but also the basis of dynamic and creative activity. John F. Kennedy said that before he was sworn in as president in December of 1960 in a speech penned to the soft American. Hello, my name is Pamela Benjamin. I'm going to talk to you today about mobility as we age. As we age, it gets harder and harder if we are not active because our skin, our tendons, our ligaments become less elastic, which tend to lead to stiffer joints. I want to tell you a story about my grandma Nellie. She was active with a garden and had a very large orchard for most of her life. It wasn't until her mid 90s that she became too fragile to do a lot of the work that she was forced to move out of her home. Before that, though, she had massive gardens on her farm and later on in her town at home. Most of her food came from the garden or her livestock. I remember being a little girl and going to the farm and helping her pick a lot of the vegetables before dinner and helping with the orchard when the apples were ready, pulling them off the trees and making applesauce and apple pie. The sweet corn, the beans, the gourds, but especially the strawberries were just incredible. Somehow they tasted better when my grandmother made them, put a little sugar on them, and put them on top of vanilla ice cream. One thing that I remember being when I was a little girl was so happy to see all of that. Life has changed since my grandma came to America in the early 1900s. The world's become a very different place. So many people have moved from rural parts of America to the cities. We are a different people. Not only have they moved from different places, we are seeing the effect of inactivity all around us, but especially in those Americans who are aging, those Americans who are 50 and older. I want to talk to you about inactivity and how it hurts and what you can do about it. Inactivity and aging have a dramatic effect on our bodies, but also on our wallets. Did you know that? The CDC said that non institutionalized adults, or adults who are not in the hospital or in nursing homes, spend about 860 billion a year on healthcare. 860 billion. And this is not even the people who are the sickest in nursing homes or in chronic care in hospitals. This represents the aging population that live at home. But you know what the saddest part about all of this is? So much of it could have been prevented. That's right. The CDC says that they estimate 4 out of 5, or 80%, of chronic complications from people could have been prevented or could be reduced with activity. 80%. So look around next time you're in a group of people who are 50 and older. In that group, 8 out of 10 people live in pain or in a condition that could have been or may be able to be corrected with activity. So I'd like to encourage you to think about ways you can change to be one of the 20%. One of the things they also said that a little mobility is so much better than no activity at all. So what do they recommend? They recommend at least 150 minutes or 2.5 hours of moderate activity per week. 2.5 hours? We all have 2 to 3 hours we can invest in ourselves, not other people, but ourselves, don't we? If you've had a leg injury or a back injury or something that's causing you not to be fit, I'm sure your physician can help you think of ways that you can still maintain the muscles that you have. If you are still mobile, I want to encourage you to get outside and move, or else find a room in your home that you can move the furniture around a little bit or use the space to do moderate activity during the week. You can do so many different things, and I'm going to go more in detail. But there's weights, kettlebells, bands, and all of these will increase your resistance in your workout. If you decide to start walking, you don't have to walk fast. You can find a nice, cool path to walk on and maybe even invite friends to come along. But if you need more work, try jogging. You'll sweat more and burn a few more calories. You'll need good walking shoes, but specifically for jogging, you want to be fit. You want your shoes to fit and you want to make sure that they fit correctly. Your goal will always be to get your heart rate up a little bit. You don't want it to skyrocket, you want it just to be up a little bit so that you can comfortably talk to yourself or you're just able to breathe gently. If you start to become really your activity, your heart rate starts to go up and you're breathing quite fast, you can just slow down. You don't have to walk at a certain speed. There's no one that says you have to go fast. All of this is about moderate activity to become fitter, not to hurt yourself. But if your goal is to get fitter and you don't want to walk and you don't want to run, how about dancing? A lot of people like to dance, and it's a great way to talk to more people and to get your heart rate up. Tennis or badminton, they'll strengthen your muscles and improve your balance and agility. That is really a helpful thing as you age. Golfing is another favorite activity, and it's just not about hitting the golf ball, but also you can carry your clubs and even work out when you're carrying the clubs because you don't have to put everything in the cart and ride over the greens. You can walk the course or you can walk part of the course. But if you have sore hips or knees, what about cycling? It's an excellent way to get outside without causing a lot of impact to your hips and knees. You can gradually build up your endurance, and there's many types of bikes you can try out. During COVID, there was a boom in cycling. It was hard to buy a bike because so many people were getting outside on them. This boom has just continued. People are now able to buy bikes, but there's so many different kinds and styles that you would really have fun if you found the bike that really fit your purpose or what you would be comfortable with. Well, maybe you don't like to get outside. Okay. How about starting a progressive weight training program? Progressive means it slowly gets harder over time. You will need resistance for this to get harder. And it's a great solution because you're increasing and strengthening the specific muscles and gaining strength or maintaining the muscle mass that you need to live everyday life. But weights are not the only way to implement progressive resistance. If you get outside and you're working in the garden, digging and shoveling counts as well. Also, carrying your groceries inside and out of the store and inside into your home. How about cleaning your house? If you carry the vacuum for someone or you do the vacuuming, you are doing progressive resistance. Now, you might need more weights as you get stronger. So, next time, if you are asked to do manual labor around the house, carry the vacuum, carry the dirty clothes downstairs, don't complain. Just say thank you because you're being asked to stay healthy. And if you don't like any of these ideas, I know what you can do. You can go to YouTube and type in fitness, and you can find so many different people with so many different ideas, whether it's stretching, lifting weights, working out while you're sitting at your chair, or while you're on Zoom. I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and find more activities to make the rest of your years more enjoyable because it's really going to matter in the end if you're active in your 50s, your 60s, and your 70s. We're talking about quality of life and your ability to stay at home and self care during your years and keeping yourself healthy. As Steve Harvey said, you're never too old to reinvent yourself.